And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. I think our second or first. It's our first Thursday edition episode of the Sports Cave. Your co-host Robbie, my co-host Zach Roden. Zachary, it is our
We're
first
back.
episode of the Sports Cave. I gotta ask you a question. We know my jerseys are outdated, so I just went with the casual Patriots shirt ahead of tonight's Thursday night football game. Do I grab one of the two jerseys?
You got Mac Jones and was it Judon is the other one?
Yeah.
Who's the other guy? Oh, I mean, Jesus. I'd probably just keep the T-shirt on, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
But,
you're right.
I mean, Steve is already in there. He's just
Chirping.
chirping. I mean, my goodness gracious, Steven Sabansky. He's fired up for tonight
Wow.
for Thursday night football.
Wow, Steve, you are a piece. You know what, Steve? The last time the Jets beat the Patriots at MetLife Stadium, you had hair on your head.
Okay, well, Steve, you're free. You're free to fire on all
He's
cylinders.
free to
That
fire.
was-
Instead, it's a gay pride T-shirt. That's offensive.
I mean, he was making a joke about something that you can change. All right, poor Steve can't do nothing about that hair. He's up Shit's Creek, no paddle. But guess what, Steve? You got lucky.
I mean, you kind of went at him harder because there
'Cause
are
you
things
are-
that you do to take the necessary precautions.
Let's be honest here. Steve's a sexy bald guy. He pulls
No,
it off.
I completely agree with you. Steve
He
is a
pulls
very
it off.
bald man. I agree. There's not a lot of people that can pull off the bald. Steve is one, and especially when he's got that beard going. I agree. Well, we got a lot of people here live listening on the Sports Cave. So
Just put
welcome
the
everybody.
story up here.
Don't mind me, Zach, if I'm like fading down, looking back up. The Thursday Night Co-ed League I'm in. My cousin's team, Cleats and Cleavage, are trying to take down A and
wow.
Z for
Did you say clits and cleavage?
Cleats.
Oh,
Cleats
okay.
and Cleavage. They are trying to take down. I think A and Z won it last year, came in second last year. So I going
That
back
boy, Steve.
on this.
He made fun of your
Steve.
face. Robbie, I'm going to be honest with you.
And Steve, there's supposed to be an apostrophe in the middle.
You might be the only human on earth that can literally change his age by about 15 years in 5 minutes.
Bro.
Like if I was watching a random Twitch stream and someone was like, that kid is 16 years old, I would be like, damn right he is.
That's a compliment.
And I would look like a pedophile right now because I'm clearly not a 16-year-old man.
I mean, let me stop.
Yeah, please do. But Robert, Thursday night, first Thursday episode in a very, very long time. We got our NFL picks here, a little bit of news in the NFL. We got actually some NHL and NBA news as well. That's a bit new here.
We got some MLB topics to talk about as the playoffs are shortly approaching.
Right around the damn corner.
Yeah, it is. And some teams have already clinched. Some teams are looking to clinch or stay alive. But Zachary, it's Thursday. I think we start off with the NFL. Do you completely agree?
No, I think we should start off with soccer.
All right. In soccer, Lionel Messi has finally returned to the pitch in the MLS, and I believe in his first game back, he had 2 goals and all of a sudden. Shit about soccer. Are you shitting me? Let's go. It's football
guess
season,
what,
baby.
folks?
American football.
This isn't June. This is no gay podcast. Okay, we talk about men's sport in this. Men's sport, and there ain't nothing more manly than some goddamn NFL football, folks.
I'm not gonna lie. You could argue NHL.
NHL's up there as well. I mean, it's NHL's. I wouldn't say it's more manly. I'd just say it's more
The
psychotic.
last guy I was expecting here, you son of a bitch, Alex Garner, you son of a bitch. I gave him a lot of shit, Zach. Mr. Garner here is a Colts fan. And I said, how the hell do you let Malik Willis take you down? He had nothing to say.
Well, he probably didn't like my comments about Richardson last week. Then that's for sure.
I don't know if you heard them, so you might want to reiterate them.
I said Anthony Richardson, just to keep it in plain words, is ass. He's ass, is what he is. But moving on, Mr. Robert, we got ourselves week 3. Do we get right into the picks, or do you want to go over the little bit of football news that we have first?
Oh, you heard them. Respect. Zachary, let's get into the news first.
All right. Well, I mean, starting off in Kansas City, Robbie, Pacheco goes down with that. I believe it was a fractured fibula. Am I correct about that?
Yep.
So obviously, running back was going to be a bit of a problem for Kansas City. Edwards-Helaire also out right now. So they had, I believe, Carson Steele and some other gentleman, Samara Perine. What the hell's the guy's name there? Who gives a shit?
Ajay P. Ryan.
Well, yeah, P. Ryan. What a last name that is.
Wait, are we talking about the Chiefs?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. That is the one. Like, I think just because how political it got, that's like my favorite chant in the world now.
Oh, and they can't get rid of it now.
Alex,
They
you're
can't
right.
get rid of it now.
That is a Browns jersey.
Yep, I know. I can't really talk shit, to be honest with you, Alex, but I am a Browns fan. We'll just leave it at that here. Speaking of Browns, ex-Cleveland Brown running back Kareem Hunt, Robbie, is joining forces with the Kansas City Chiefs, signing a deal to join their practice squad. But let's be honest here, Robbie. He's going to be getting the call up, not this week, but probably next week. I honestly, I don't disagree with him. Whatever, I do not disagree with him, Robbie.
He's seen Super Bowls. You know, him and I have seen Super Bowls. I mean, you've seen toilet bowls.
Every day of my life. But Kareem Hunt, Robbie, joining the Kansas City Chiefs here to help bolster their very depleted running back group. I mean, I feel like Kareem Hunt at this point in his career, you know what you're going to get with him. He's not the Kareem Hunt that was beating ladies back in the day, but he's still got some game to him.
I was going to say, dude, seriously, is this not so hypocritical? Because they immediately removed the guy the second that news came out, and 5.5 years later, you re-sign him. Like, I don't get, like, you know what I'm trying to say here? The hypocrisy is absolutely flabbergasted.
Yeah, it's like 5 years ago. No, we can't have this guy representing our
5
team
years later, it's
whatsoever.
like, come on.
Water under the bridge. Water under the bridge now at this point. Either that or they were just so desperate. And let's be honest, out of all the available running backs, I mean, he was probably the top guy.
Dalvin Cook. Well, I mean, him and Dalvin Cook, pick your poison, because I don't know what the situation with Dalvin Cook and Dallas is looking like. I don't even know if he's going to end up really getting any touches over Dottle and Zeke and Deuce Vaughn. Kareem Hunt. See, this scares me because now with Cleveland, you have Kareem Hunt, Samaje Perine. I don't know the guy's last name, but I know yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the guy, the rookie running back that has.
You said now with Cleveland, though. I was just correcting you.
Thank you. The freaking rookie that has the pet alligator. That is, who the hell wants a freaking pet alligator?
I mean, I would like that guy on my team because that obviously just shows that this guy's a fucking psychopath.
Carson Steele. Thank you, Alex.
Loose.
Thank you. So that hits. You had to know at some point. You didn't know if it was going to be week 2 or later on in the season or hell even next year. With the way Isaiah Pacheco runs the football, it's dangerous, dude. He's not a casual. Like, you could go and take all the hits you want and try to bulldoze.
He puts his body on the line. So one of those was going to take a toll.
And it finally happened. Now, that's another big injury they have because we have Hollywood Brown, who's out for the rest of the year. Regular season, potentially playoffs. But at that point, when the playoffs come, I mean, your offense is going to be solidified with Rashee Rice, Worthy, whatever Juju can give you, depending on Travis Kelce's blowjob situation with Taylor Swift, as we went over on Monday, right? Or you went over on Monday. That clip has gotten a lot of good reviews, Zachary. That was honestly one of your funniest moments. You have a lot of funniest moments. I think that's number one.
Well, it's because I speak from the heart, Robbie. I speak just truth on this podcast, and that's what I'm here for, guys. I'm here to supply you guys with real breakneck, truthful sports news from behind the scenes.
Now, do you have any advice to Taylor Swift to fix on this teething issue?
I mean, personally, I've never sucked a penis before, so I can't offer advice in that aspect. But I could just say maybe open it up, widen the gap. It's not a piece of beef jerky, Taylor. It is a penis. Okay.
Oh man. So Pacheco's out 6 to 8 weeks, they said, but I could see this being extended out to probably week 15, 16 timeline.
And that's where I think Kareem Hunt's going to be a good addition because he's not the guy that's going to march you down the field, but he is a great goal line running back.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the ball within the 5-10 yard line, and he will bulldoze his way in there. Mm-hmm. Exactly why I made a little free scoop of him in fantasy football. I had a guy in my league, Robbie. We have $100 to spend in as our fantasy budget for the year on free agents.
Yep.
A guy spent $46 on Carson Steele. I'm like, this. First of all, that might work for the next 6 weeks, but when playoff comes for fantasy football, the guy's going to get 2 touches a goddamn game.
Mm-hmm. I think that is absolutely horrific because, I mean, you go down further the line. I mean, you saw what happened with Antonio Gibson against Seattle. If, God forbid, Ramondre Stevenson ends up getting hurt, Gibson looked pretty good, shockingly, because in my opinion, he was always trash over in Washington. That's a waste. Your buddy might have ruin his whole season if he sustains any sort of significant injury to a starting lineup.
Oh, he spent his entire budget this
Already?
Yeah, he bought that guy for $46. He spent $15 on Derek Carr for no reason. No one was going to bid on Derek Carr. He could have got him for free. And here's the kicker too, Robbie. $25 on the backup running back for the Jets, Braylon Allen.
He better hope that Brees. I mean, it could happen tonight. Brees Hall gets hurt. Sorry, Steve. Sorry, Steve.
Jesus Christ.
But it's the purpose of why he's trying to. Oh, I think my cousin's team lost. I think the winner of the softball league is A&Z with cleats and cleavage coming in second.
Cleats and cleavage were so close to the goal. But Mr. Robbie, Kareem Hunt signing with the Chiefs. That's our only signing news we got, but there is a little bit more to talk about here in football. One more thing to go over.
Mm-hmm.
As we all know, Bryce Young has been benched going into week 3. Journeyman Ginger, Andy Dalton, taking over the realms in Carolina. So, I mean, I feel like they're in better hands. Dalton hasn't played in a long time, but you never know. They're obviously, I think this is great for Bryce Young too. Sit back. At this point, I don't even think he plays another snap this year, Robbie. I think if Andy Dalton if he can stay healthy, let Bryce Young sit back and just watch a guy play, learn the game from the sidelines instead of throwing him into the fire, and maybe he can bounce back and be somewhat of a quarterback next season because he has been just god-awful since he's come in, but he's also had a 1.2% chance of success. He was set up for failure from the second he got in this league. I think this will be good for him. A lot of speculation that when he got benched that maybe they were looking at possibly shipping him somewhere. That was shot down very quickly by the Panthers. He will be staying put for now anyways, I guess.
For now.
But what do you think about this, Robbie? You think he should you think he plays another snap this year? You think Dalton's going to take the realms?
He's going to play another snap this year, but I'll tell you what, dude. I know the team that should be calling up immediately and saying, we want this kid bad, and we will give you our quarterback and some picks. And whatever salary fillers
New York Giants?
No.
I had that one.
Nope.
Well, fucking tell me.
I think the Los Angeles Rams should do whatever they can to bring in Bryce Young. Think about how good Baker Mayfield looked the second he went over to the Rams with only 2 or 3 days to prepare for the game. And I don't think that Bryce Young isn't the type of guy that doesn't study playbooks or take this. He's set up for. Look how bad Baker Mayfield was, bro. Look how bad. I know it's only 2 weeks for Sam Darnold, so I'll use Baker Mayfield as the example. Baker Mayfield has been tremendous considering where we thought he was going to be with Tampa Bay since leaving Carolina and going over to the Rams. Okay. I'm not saying Matthew Stafford's going to get traded to Carolina. I'm sure it'll be a 3-team trade because there's no chance they're going to trade Matthew Stafford to Carolina. But if you're the Rams, the time is to start getting a little bit younger. Because Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford are not a dynamic duo for the next 2 years based off of Matthew Stafford's eventual decline.
We're talking about Stafford, who is been one of the best quarterbacks for the last 10 years.
I understand that, but the problem is, are they going to be Super Bowl contenders anytime soon compared to 2 years ago when they actually won it? No.
I mean, probably not, but it's also like that would just be telling all of your fans and shit that you're throwing away this entire season.
I disagree. Because if they were to bring in Bryce Young, and the other thing too is Bryce Young wouldn't start off the rip. They have a good backup quarterback who has made the Super Bowl in the past as a starter, Jimmy Garoppolo. Not saying Jimmy Garoppolo is going to bring you to the Super Bowl. And let's be honest here. Are the Rams even a thought in your mind coming out of the NFC to go to the Super Bowl? Not in my mind, they aren't.
No, they're not making the playoffs.
The Cowboys, I think of the Eagles. I think of the Lions. Hell,
I don't think of the Eagles. You know what the Eagles' record is in their last 9 games, Robbie?
Yes, but last season was Go ahead.
2-7. And has this season been any better? They just lost to the fucking Falcons.
I mean, the Falcons can be a pretty good team. Saquon just didn't have to drop the ball there.
And that's the type of plays that are going to ruin this Eagles team this year. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the quarterback that everyone thinks he is, to be honest with you.
I know.
But getting back into our football talk, besides the that Carolina Panthers news, Robert, that is really all we have for NFL this week.
Yeah, it's fair, but I guess I don't know. I think that Bryce Young going to the Rams would be a good refresher for him. Sean McVay is an offensive wizard, but then that's the other thing too. We keep hearing Sean McVay potentially leaving head coaching to go into broadcasting, which could eventually happen. I don't know. I mean,
he's too young to do that now. I feel like this guy's like mid-30s.
Yeah, I know.
40 years old.
Yeah, I think he's in his early 40s.
You do bring up a good point, though. That guy he's like a Kyle Shanahan. Like, their offensive schemes can pretty much make any player look good.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Bryce Young would flourish. I can't see that trade ever happening, though. There's no way they trade Stafford away.
I know. I don't think they're going to. I'm not saying that they are. That's just, if it was my situation as general manager of the Rams, I'm looking to get younger. And Bryce Young was the number one pick for a reason. I mean, and again, Stafford's not going to go to Carolina. You're going to do a 3-team trade, so you're going to get more in return. I don't know. That's just my idea.
Well, let's see if Mr. David Tepper listens to you. I mean, his trade resume.
You know what? I didn't even bring this up, dude. This was not a coach's decision. This wasn't a GM decision. To my eyes, this was a David Tepper decision.
It was the owner's. Apparently, up until about an hour or the night before, they were taking C.J. Stroud with that first overall pick.
Yes, I remember this. We went over it last week. Yep.
And Tepper said, no, thank you. And let me just ruin this franchise for the next decade.
Yeah.
Robbie, what do you say we get into some picks here? Thursday Night Football starts in about an hour and a half, roughly. We got a full slate of week 3 to go over here. A lot of picks to go over. You have me 7-2 right now in our pick'ems. So this, I'm going to need a big week here, folks. Big week indeed. Starting off Thursday Night Football, we have Robbie's New England Patriots going into New York to play the New York Jets. Jets have not looked as good as we had anticipated coming in here, but I feel like this is kind of the version of Aaron Rodgers we're going to see this year, Robbie. Like, I don't think we're going to see a
game manager.
He's going to do what he needs to do to get the win, which, I mean, can't complain if you're a Jets fan. It might not be the most entertaining to watch, but I think they make easy work of your Patriots tonight, Robbie. I know your secondary is fantastic.
Now we're going to work. Where on Monday we were talking, you said it's not as easy as you think, and all of a sudden it's easy.
It's not as easy as I think. The Patriots are definitely a better squad than I thought. That defense is legit, but I just feel like this is going to be a breakout game for the Jets. Division matchup. I think they're going to come out guns a-blazing, and I got the Jets winning this one.
Well, prior to the game tonight, Jets officially placed defensive end Jermaine Johnson, who tore his Achilles on Sunday, on season-ending injured reserve, as it was anticipated as soon as, I think, Sunday or Monday. C.J. Mosley is questionable with turf toe heading into tonight's game. I got a good feeling he's not going to end up playing today because turf toe is something that you just don't play around with. Oh, no. I don't want to see this.
What happened?
Juan Soto makes terrific catch sliding into wall and foul territory. He appears to injure his leg, but is staying in the game. I still don't want to see that, dude. Shit. That is not exciting. We'll get into baseball later. Well, Zach, as I bring up Jermaine Johnson, who is out, they made no deal with Hassan Reddick, so he's not playing. C.J. Mosley is questionable, but the Patriots have their share of problems too. Starting center David Andrews is questionable if he's going to play today, and then they have 2 tackles who are officially out. So both teams are dealing with some nagging injuries. The difference between the Patriots and the Jets, besides the talent and roster constructed, is the coaching. Jerod Mayo, through 2 weeks, has really surprised me on how he has this team bought into the philosophy. And
surprise everybody, Robbie.
And there's the videos of him on the sideline joke around like, watch out, with the coaches, with the players, their warmth and all that. That wasn't allowed with Bill Belichick. It seems like he has his way of running a system evidently close to Bill Belichick while also being one of the guys, being relatable. You know what I mean? So it's like they understand when it's game time.
He's a player's coach.
Exactly. But he's a great players coach thus far through 2 weeks. Okay. Whereas you have Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett is his last name describes his skills as a coordinator. He's a hack.
Oh no.
And it's true. It's true. He is a hack. He is a joke because if you look at his track record outside of Aaron Rodgers, he's an absolute failure. And through 2 weeks, they haven't looked great offensively. When you have Garrett Wilson, when you have Breece Hall, Mike Williams, I mean, has there really been anything that stood out to you with the Jets in the last 2 weeks? No. And the Niners is understandable. That's a team that was just in the Super Bowl. But the Titans are not as good as the Patriots in my eyes.
No, I probably agree with you on that one. And I will agree, too. The Jets have not they haven't impressed me one bit, but I feel like they just got that game coming, you know?
Well, here's the fact of the matter. It's been over 1,300 days. 1,300 days since the Jets have beat the Patriots at MetLife, and this includes last year when Mac Jones was the starting quarterback. Will today be the day? The Jets are 6-point favorites heading into Thursday Night Football. But if we're talking straight up here, the winner of this football game will be the New York Jets.
Wow.
I'm an honest man. But
I thought you were going to throw a little wrench in there.
But you see this? My 1-point play is the Patriots +6. Teams this season that are 6 or more in getting 6 or more points against the spread are 7-0-1.
I mean, those are damn good odds. That does not look good for my picks. That's for sure. It does not look good for my picks there.
I think the Patriots are going to run the ball. They're going to take as much time off as they can, so Aaron Rodgers has to try to stress out. Jacoby Brissett is going to have to make the necessary throws in order to try to keep them within the game, and I think 6 points is enough for the Patriots to keep. Because you know what? Not to mention, everybody's going to be like, well, it's on the road. Well, the Patriots beat Cincinnati on the road, so show this team some respect.
They have taken this league by storm here, Robbie. You got them as your +1 pick here at +6.5 points. So we'll just wait to see.
They're +6 on my spreadsheet.
Okay,
+6. I have. They say they're 6.
Well, we'll take that +6 here, Robbie. And why don't we move on to the Sunday?
Oh, do you see the comments?
I am. I'm just trying to ignore them. Let's move on to a Sunday slate of games, Robbie. And you just got to talk about the Patriots. So let me start us off on Sunday, 1 p.m. with the Cleveland Browns hosting the New York Giants here, coming in as a 6.5-point favorite. The Browns, in my opinion, not to say that the offense, I had as much what's the word I'm looking for? Not to say that I thought their offense was going to be as good as the Jets, but it has been very disappointing this year. Amari Cooper has been very disappointing. Mm-hmm. So like the Jets, I just feel like they're going to have a game where they're all going to come together, and what better team to put a beat down on than the New York Giants at home? As I said, 6.5-point favorites, Robbie. This is my 1-point play. Last time I did more than one, let's be honest here, I'm going to be safe. Browns -6.5 is my 1-point play here against the Giants.
I'll tell you what, Zachary. It's not going to happen. But if somehow, some way, the Giants do beat the Cleveland Browns, we are opening the show on Monday with the Cleveland Browns, and I'm not even doing an introduction. I'm just putting it. We're going to go like this, and you're going to lead the way.
I might not be here Monday if they lose to the Giants on Sunday.
Now, the game's in Cleveland, correct?
It's in Cleveland.
Now, do the Giants have their kicker situation situated, or are they going to keep going for 2?
Let me see here. If I go down
they got
to the
kicker situation situated. You know what I mean?
Also, thing to note, Myles Garrett's questionable. Njoku's questionable. I'm assuming Njoku's going to be out. Garrett, I would assume, is going to play, but he has been dealing with a nagging foot injury.
Now, Zach, we do have live coverage of something very, very important that I cannot show here, and I wish that everybody do stay here, but in case you do want to witness history. Shohei Ohtani has already stolen base number 50 today. He's now hit number 49, I think, in his last at-bat for home runs. He's looking to hit his 50th home run. If Shohei Ohtani hits his 50th home run, folks, he will be the first player in Major League Baseball history to have 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in a single season. Last year, Acuna had 40 home runs and 70 stolen bases, but he didn't have 50-50. Which one do you think is more impressive right now, Zachary? Do you think Ohtani's 50-50 is more impressive or Acuna's 40-70?
I think 50-50, just solely based on the fact that they made stealing a little bit easier. With the bigger bases.
Stefanski, you take that down right now. Now, Zach, for me, between Acuna and Ohtani, 70 stolen bases is a lot, dude. And especially when Acuna is playing the outfield on a consistent basis where Ohtani is a designated hitter. I mean, for me, I would say Acuna, but I'll have to pick Ohtani. Like, I want to pick Acuna, but the right thing would be Ohtani because he's making history, something we've never seen before. So I would be very, I don't know. I'd be very, I don't fucking know. Ohtani.
We're both tired tonight, folks. It's been a long week for me and Robert here. Well, Robbie,
I'm blessed to have a half day tomorrow, bro. You
still haven't given me your pick here for this Cleveland Browns game.
Oh, Browns.
Robbie's riding with my boys in the dog pound here. Rough. All right, Robbie. Next 1 p.m. game.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay.
I know who you are. No. Show me what it's like in the dog pound, man. Show me what it's like in the dog pound.
See, I would like to bark, but my dog is losing his fucking mind up there
Do
right
it.
now. If I start, he's gonna come down and start.
Do it.
That's the best I can do for you right now.
Pussy. If you have the speed, it's not hard to steal. No one sees Ohtani as a base stealing threat before this season. I disagree with that. Ohtani was stealing bases pretty decently in Los Angeles before they increased the size of the bases.
I agree, Robert. I agree. The next game in our Sunday slate here, Robbie, we have the Green Bay Packers backed by Malik Willis. Oh, I'm getting waves here.
Please hold. It is official. Shohei Ohtani is the first player in Major League Baseball history with 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in a single season. And Zachary,
well, that's quick as hell.
It didn't take that long, but let's give this man a round of applause. When we have the footage, and this did happen in Miami, I think we actually have the footage coming up very soon, right here. Oh, of course you do, because Ben Verlander, who loves to suck off Shohei Ohtani, has the freaking, what's it called here? So here is
Jap come tonight, Ben Verlander.
Here is Shohei Ohtani's 50th home run.
On a 1-2, Ohtani sends one in the air. The other way. Back it goes. Go!
Imagine catching that ball.
Yeah.
One of a kind player. One of a kind season. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
I mean, that's impressive, Robbie. That is impressive.
You know, not to mention, too, think about the crap they had to go through, you know, with the whole gambling situation, too. And, you know, I'm still going to sit here and say that I think that he definitely did do some of the gambling. And
for sure he did.
You know, but to just go out there and hit 50 home runs and steal 51 bags through all that is absolutely insane. Congratulations. But safe to say he should be unanimous NL MVP, as great a year as Francisco Lindor's had. And I would argue again, Lindor is more valuable to the Mets than Ohtani is to the Dodgers, due to the fact that Dodgers still have Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, where the Mets' next best player to Lindor, it hasn't been Pete Alonso or Starling Marte, it's been Mark Vientos. At the end of the day, Ohtani's had such a tremendous impact, and it's unanimous that he's going to win the MVP. I'm just saying that if Lindor wasn't on the Mets are right there with the rest of the NL that's been eliminated for playoff contention.
Yeah, Lindor going down with that injury definitely did not help. But, Mr. Robert, we got a lot of football to go over here, sir. What do you think we get back into this puppy?
Let's do it.
All right, I was going over Green Bay Packers coming in as the underdog to Tennessee, obviously because Josh Jacobs questionable, Malik Willis is the quarterback. It could be very rough tides here for Green Bay. Tennessee Titans at home with a -2.5 point spread on the Green Bay Packers. Robbie, I've seen all I need to see from what's the gentleman's name on Tennessee, the quarterback there?
Will Levis.
Will Levis. I've seen what I need to see from Will Levis. I'm still going to back the Packers in this game. I'm still taking Green Bay to beat the Tennessee Titans. I'm not using them as any one of my point spreads, but I'm picking Green Bay to win this game.
Have you seen the recent news?
I have not.
There's a chance Jordan Love plays this Sunday.
I did see that. Which that would be stupid. In my opinion, that would be absolutely retarded. Yeah, that would be retarded.
Be very retarded. Yeah, Alex, CT native, but he goes to Kentucky because, our UConn football program couldn't freaking... Dan Orlovsky's been our last freaking great quarterback in program history. It's unbelievable.
Womp womp.
Now, did you know there is I think freshman or sophomore in UConn? The quarterback's last name is Fagnano.
What a fag. Nano.
Daddy, chill.
Oh no.
A cramp. Oh, cramp. Zach, Carey.
All right, Robbie is clearly dealing with some iron deficiency over here. He's going off camera. For someone who's not much of an athlete, he is dealing with quite the cramp over here.
Yo,
First
I
podcaster to get a cramp.
I did freaking legs today, dude, and a random cramp just occurred. I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
It hurt.
did
I
that
was ready to
cramp
heal me.
did that cramp help you pick between the Green Bay Packers or the Tennessee Titans?
My pick was made before the cramp, you freaking jagaloon. Hold on. Here we go.
Go, Pack, go! Go, Pack, go!
Now, Alex, I think you know goddamn well who drinks the most water in our freaking company. All right. That gallon is already gone. Zachary, I try to drink a gallon of water a day.
That's a lot of goddamn water.
I'm just adding more water, a different version.
Water's in there.
Yeah. So
So
Packers. Anyway.
I'm assuming I'm assuming Packers, no points in that one there.
No, I didn't take it because the uncertainty of if it's Malik Willis or if it's going to be Jordan Love. The smart bet would be just play it safe and do Malik Willis, dude. You don't want to rush Jordan Love back and then have him out for the rest of the year. Like, take your time with this, man. Take your sweet time.
He's too young. You can't rush him.
But it's good to see too that, you know, I was saying when the injury occurred, just be prepared for 6 weeks. 3 weeks looks very, very good.
I mean, if he's questionable to play this week, I would assume if he doesn't start this week, he's starting next week.
Yeah.
But we both got Green Bay in that one here, Robbie. Let's move on to the next 1 p.m. game I got here, and that is the Denver Broncos coming into Tampa Bay to play Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. Bucks coming in as a -6.5 point favorite, Robbie, and we have a +3 pick from Zach Roden, and it is the Tampa Bay. Thank you, sir. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -6.5, Robbie. The Denver Broncos are a pitiful football team. Tampa's offense has looked hot. Defense is looking good. Buccaneers are going to run away with this one in Tampa. I got the Bucks -6.5 for my 3-point play.
Well, Zachary, I'll tell you what. I don't know what the fans should be listening to due to the fact they only have 2 points throughout 2 weeks.
The tide can turn.
Tides could turn. It's just a matter of will they? We'll find out. Well, Zachary, I didn't choose this game as any of my points. So I'm just going to go with Tampa Bay. As bad as Bo Nix in the offense is, the Broncos defense, and especially their secondary, is still pretty good. Is this the game where Baker finally starts making mistakes? We'll see.
No, he ain't making no mistakes for the entire season. He's going to win the MVP this year. Jokes. Jumping, Jude.
I think the people that are listening right now are saying this in the back of their head to you.
Shut up, bitch!
Well, that's very mean of them, Robbie. That's very mean of them, but maybe they'll like this pick a bit better here. Houston
like
Texans, -2 coming into Minnesota to play the red-hot Vikings. Sam Darnold has looked like prime Tom Brady. Just joking, Robbie. But he's looked pretty goddamn good so far this season.
He definitely looked like USC version of Sam Darnold that everybody was so high on.
Now, Justin Jefferson is questionable after leaving last game with an injury, so keep your eye on that one here. I mean, the Texans, I think their offense is dynamic. Joe Mixon and Nico Collins both questionable coming into this game on Sunday, though, so another thing to keep in mind. But with all that being said, the Texans, I think, will roll through the Vikings and give the Vikings their first loss here. First loss at home, first loss of the season. Texans, no points on this one, though, Robbie. I'm just picking them to win.
Well, Zachary, that is one I wanted to stay away from, too, because this looks like the game where you would think that this would be -2 Texans. But after their amazing performance against the San Francisco 49ers, and I believe the game is in Minnesota, correct? I believe you did mention that.
Yes.
it's hard for me to go against Skull freaking Nation with those 2 points. I'm still going to pick the Texans reluctantly. Honestly, I really did think about taking the Vikings because Aaron Jones and Ty Chandler have done a pretty good job as a 1-2 combo, but then it all sank in. Justin Jefferson was dealing with a quad injury. Still uncertain about Jordan Addison. Texans, but I'm not taking those two. I'm not doing it with the -2.
Shying away from the -2 here, Robbie, and I don't think it's a bad idea at all because there's a lot of uncertainty in this game. Next game on the list here, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, 2-0 at a -1.5 point favorite, hosting Harbaugh's Chargers. Justin Herbert, questionable to start, but Harbaugh saying he's going to be playing, so I'm assuming he'll be out there throwing the pigskin. The Steelers' defense, though, Robbie, is so dynamic. I think they got this game. I'm not going to take them on the 1.5 point spread. It is juicy. I did think about it. I'm not going to lie to you. But I have the Steelers taking down the Chargers in this one. 3-0 for the Steelers. That is something I did not have in my bingo card.
You have the battle of some pretty damn good coaches, man, I'll tell you. You really do. Mike Tomlin, Jim Harbaugh. Now, Zach, this is tough to decide. At the end of the day, both defenses are good. The Steelers have the edge on defense, but when we look at the offense, to me, it's by far the Chargers over the Steelers, dude. Quentin Johnson finally looks like he actually knows how to catch the ball, and maybe it's due to the fact that he doesn't have to worry about being a third option. He might be the primary option over there in Los Angeles. J.K. Dobbins has looked like Ohio State J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins looked better in the Chargers uniform they ever did with the Ravens uniform. They're going to run the ball down the Steelers' throat, where the Steelers are going to try to do the same thing to the Chargers, and I don't think it's going to work out nearly as well, and they're going to make Justin Fields try to be him. And if we're talking Justin Fields versus Justin Herbert, I'm taking Justin Herbert. So with that being said, Zachary, I'm taking the Pittsburgh, just kidding, Los Angeles Chargers. Charge.
Oh, we have a coinciding pick here. No points on this one, though? You're just taking them to win?
No points.
No points in this one here, Robbie. Well, maybe you'll have some points in this
I
one.
did place a bet right now on FanDuel. It hurts my heart and soul, but I'm taking the Jets money line and Garrett Wilson for the third straight freaking week. Anytime touched. Oh, I'm a stupid ass. I'm cashing out.
Don't be a pussy.
Oh, no, I am. Christian Gonzalez is going to lock up freaking Garrett Wilson. I cashed out. I got my money back. Nope. Not doing it.
Pussy.
Shut your whore mouth.
Robbie.
Christian Gonzalez is the greatest cornerback of all time. Don't bet on the Jets. I'm going to bet on the Jets just for Steve.
Oh, there we go. That's the Robbie we all know and love here. While he is doing that, bet there, Robbie, the next game on the 1 p.m. slate, Philadelphia Eagles coming into the New Orleans Saints as 2.5 point underdogs. Saints favored by 2.5 points after their great start. Eagles have looked mediocre. No, Steve. Eagles have looked mediocre. Saints -2.5 is a tough one. I think the Eagles figure it out and give the Saints their first loss at home here, Robbie. I'm going to take the Eagles money line. No points on this one.
I mean, I've been saying about Jalen Hurts this year. I mean, we're going to see what he's going to. Wow. Well, Steve, it's crazy because I cashed out and I didn't even take the Jets after I cashed out, and you're just doing that. That's crazy. But
I'll be like, you have to take him now.
I think you're right. Well, Zach, you got to remember, too, the thing that sucks for the Eagles right now, too, is it's going to be another week with – actually, is it another week? Yeah. It's another week without A.J. Brown. They're going to New Orleans, and it's just a matter of are the Saints for real? Like, they looked great against the Cowboys. Now, is it a matter of the Cowboys' lack of preparation or the Saints benefiting off of Kamara's, pure talent? But when I look at the
game.
But when I look at Dennis Allen's track record as a head coach, it's been piss poor. I thought he should have been fired and they should have went in a different direction in the offseason. They didn't. Nick Sirianni, yes, you alluded to it earlier. They're 2-7 in their last 9. They had a hell of a game against Green Bay that they battled and won that game, Zachary. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Although Hurts had those, you have to. Against the Falcons, should they have ran the ball? Most likely. But at the same time, too, that's a ball you got to catch 99% of the time. That just happened to 1% to Saquon Barkley. Okay. I don't think they're going to have a choke job over there in New Orleans. I understand they're the underdog. They're 2.5 points. And that's the reason why I'm using that as my 2-point play with the Eagles plus 2.5, because they're going to win this football game.
Damn, we got ourselves a 2-point play here from Mr. Robert. Oh, my goodness gracious, folks. 2-point play for Robbie here. He has taken the Eagles on the plus 2.5. Not a bad pick at all, to be honest with you. We got one more 1 p.m. game to go over here, Robert, and it is a. I mean,
Alex,
I guess
what,
you
are
could say.
what are we doing for tonight? Because now the line's back to 6.5. What are we doing, Alex? Are we taking the Patriots plus 6.5? I have to. I took them within the freaking thing. I have to, dude. I have to. Touchdown score props. Zach, who's scoring a touchdown tonight?
Rahamondre Stevenson.
Ramondre Stevenson. 50% profit boost. Hey, where did my 50% profit boost go?
Maybe you wasted it on the last parlay you just made that you cashed out on.
Son of a bitch. I'm a stupid fuck.
Well, I told you, don't be a pussy. Keep it
You're
locked and loaded over here.
God damn. I apologize. I'm sorry.
What the hell just happened?
Nothing happened. We're good. We're good.
All righty. Well, like I was saying, Robert, we got one more 1 p.m. game to go over here, and it is the Indianapolis Colts hosting the Caleb Williams finger-painting Chicago Bears squad. Colts coming in as a minus 1.5 point favorite. I mean, I feel like now that I'm reading the spread, this definitely should have been my last points pick, but it's not because the Colts are going to roll through this Bears team. Caleb Williams is going to have a rough start here, I think, through his career. It's going to take him some time to get used to the speed, get used to the how every single defender is actually qualified to be in this league now instead of where he's playing college football and you had plumbers and electricians playing cornerback for him. Indianapolis Colts will make mincemeat here of the Chicago Bears, Robbie.
I think so too. Oh my God, jeez. What the hell? Unnecessary. He's calling you that.
Queer.
Yeah.
I think he's calling you a queer.
I don't think so because you were the one going after Anthony Richardson last week. I did not.
Well, like I said, I think the Colts are going to kill him, but that doesn't change.
Oh, wait.
my opinion,
He's
Mr.
talking about
Robinson.
Caleb Williams. He's talking about Caleb Williams.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dude, and did you see CJ Stroud was just like, honestly, dude, you should have listened to everything that CJ Stroud had to say because he was in your shoes he was in your cleats last season. For you to try to run away and CJ Stroud pulling him back, like trying to give him words of encouragement, it shows how much of a jackass Caleb Williams really is.
Well, we also got to. I give him the benefit of the doubt on that one as well too, because he's coming off a bad loss where he played like shit. He's probably pissed off with himself. I think if they were in a different situation, it would have been handled a lot differently. But I'm not going to give him shit for that right there because I feel like that was an emotional reaction.
Okay. I just don't like him. For me, it's easy to go with the Indianapolis Colts, and I'll tell you what, dude. If Jonathan Taylor has 13 carries for 102 yards, you better give him another 13 carries. I understand that you want to showcase Anthony Richardson's full potential, but there's days where the quarterback's got to take a backseat to the running back when the running back is performing that well. I think coaching was the reason, and as Alex alluded to earlier in the comments, and as on Monday, the offensive scheme was a catastrophic failure.
Yeah.
RTDB, run the damn ball. Colts all day. I did not take him with any points.
I mean,
I
very
only have
fair
a
point.
3-pointer left.
Pardon me?
I have my 1 3-pointer left, and then that's it. I got
a 2-pointer left here, Robbie. And guess what? She is coming out to play right now. Seattle Seahawks hosting the Miami Dolphins. Seattle coming in as a 4-point favorite. Dolphins, no starting quarterback. I understand that their offense is still dynamic, but without Tua Tagovailoa throwing the football, you got Skylar Thompson. This was an easy pick for me. Seahawks -4 is my number 2 pick.
Completely understandable, Zachary. And I'll tell you what, that's my 3-pointer. Easy, dude. I feel like that's like taking money away from a baby.
It's a lock. It's a lock, is what it is. I hate using that word, but this is a lock.
It is a lock. They did sign Huntley, but like, dude, you think Huntley is gonna like turn it around instantly that 1 week? And Tyler Huntley wasn't known for throwing the football over in Baltimore. He was basically a Walmart version of Lamar Jackson. He could run, but he can't throw anywhere close to what Lamar could throw it as. And Lamar's not the best thrower in the NFL. Lamar has a good arm. He's a good quarterback throwing wise. He's gotten better, but Tyler Huntley's nothing close to that. And let's say Tyler Huntley actually does end up throwing pretty similar to Lamar. Are we talking quarterback the rest of the way?
First of all, that will never happen.
Okay, but I'm hypothetically speaking.
I mean, I think Tua's not playing another snap this season. That's my mindset here. So, I mean, realistically, I guess if he steps in and starts doing well, he can't be any worse than Skylar fucking Thompson. So,
I think they considered trying to bring in Ryan Tannehill. There's no bad blood left out there. Why not try Ryan Tannehill?
I mean, I would give him a shot at this point.
I would have gave
what
Ryan
could you
Tannehill
lose?
over Huntley. He's brought the Titans to AFC Championship game. Yeah, you could say Derrick Henry was the sole reason, but I mean, Tannehill had some key throws throughout that run in the playoffs, including the Patriots.
Womp womp. Robbie, I might be bringing back vintage Zach on this one here. Because I got to pee like a racehorse. But I'm going to hold it in for a little bit longer.
You got to hold it until the end of the picks, bro. You have to.
Okay, well, let's fucking start getting through these puppies in here. Next game on the 4:05 p.m. slate.
As soon as you're making your pick, go run and take your piss. I'll drag it out.
This is an absolute barn burner here, Robbie. This game is going to be electric. It's the Las Vegas Raiders against the Carolina Panthers.
Shit.
I mean, we're talking about electricity in the air, folks. Ginger Spice will be starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Andy Dalton. Raiders coming in as a 5-point favorite. Obviously, our picks are all done, so I don't have a pick on this one, but the Raiders are going to destroy the Carolina Panthers. Give me 30 seconds, Robbie, and you go in on your pick here. Thank God.
I'll give you 45. I think I can manage for all the time that you'll be gone once again. Rookie mistake once again. I pissed before the stream. Red Rocket. Red Rocket is right. I agree. Pretty soon we're going to be sponsored by Depends for him. Well, the Raiders and the Panthers. Andy Dalton's making his first start. And honestly, the line did intrigue me initially due to the fact the Panthers are getting 5 points. Andy Dalton, I think, well, number one, he's a veteran. Number two, the amount of time in the pocket that Bryce Young actually had, Andy Dalton will take full advantage of. I mean, they still got good receivers in Deontay Johnson and Adam Thielen. The running game is going to be tough to go against the Raiders. And let's see how well that Panthers offensive line could do holding up against Max Crosby. Alex, you're really good with the freaking names. The Raiders signed one of the old Dolphins from last season. One of the linemen. I'm drawing a blank on his name. If you remember off the top of your head, that'd be really good to help me out here with my point. The reason why I think Carolina is just barely going to miss covering that 5-point spread. Raiders are going to win this football game. Gardner Minshew maybe has a new confidence after that electric comeback that he had against the Ravens. Zachary, I killed as much time as I could.
Thank you, sir. I apologize. That was so needed.
I don't know if you remember. One of the Dolphins' defensive players that ended up leaving free agency went to the Raiders, and he was highly regarded. I can't think of what the hell his name was. I'm sure you probably don't know neither, no offense. I'm trying to remember who it was that they signed to go along with Max Crosby.
Oh, there's not a goddamn clue I would know.
He came from the Dolphins. I can't think of who the hell it was. I got to Google it.
Comment section. Help us out here.
I went to Alex because Alex is really good with the freaking names. Raiders free agent signings. I'm going to look up.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm assuming you took the Raiders on that one?
Of course.
Okay, well, he's still a smart folks here, fellas. Okay, Robbie.
Oh, there it is. Christian Wilkins.
There we go. I would never have gotten that. Absolutely never. The next game on our list here, Robbie, this one, not even joking, this one actually could be extremely electric here. 1-point spread in favor of the Baltimore Ravens going into Bob Clark's Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Cowboys coming off a butt-fucking last week by the New Orleans Saints, so you know they're going to be hungry.
That's putting it politely.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb, questionable. So we'll have to see what happens there. Ravens, as I said, coming as a 1-point favorite. This is a tough one to pick here, Robbie. I mean, these are two teams that
they both
really need a dub.
They need
the Ravens need a win just a little bit more. But I'm still taking the Cowboys. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys. I'm assuming CeeDee Lamb's going to suit up and play. I'm taking the Cowboys. After that loss last week, they're going to be all pissed off at home. I'm taking the Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
You heard it here. Zachary is taking the Dallas Cowboys. He is going to ride on that train with my father and Joey, amongst many other Cowboys fans across the United States of America. Well, Zachary, this probably is going to be the game of the week because when you look at the Sunday and the Monday night games, there's 2 Monday night football games in case you forgot. this looks like it's going to be the game of the week, the game that you don't want to miss. And this is the third straight week that Tom Brady is calling a Dallas Cowboys game. So is Tom Brady just going to be the automatic commentator for the Dallas Cowboys throughout the whole season? Like, can we get this guy away from that piece of crap organization?
Throw him in Jacksonville.
Was that necessary?
Well, I mean, you want to change the scenery, right? So
Throw him in Toronto. Oh, wait. No one wants to go to Toronto. Bitch.
okay, if you had to put Toronto and fucking Connecticut on the
We don't have
board
a
of where
professional
people would like to go for.
We don't have professional sport. And by the way, just in case you know, Tom Brady thought moving to Greenwich, Connecticut because of our educational system down here. So suck it.
Oh my God! Well, you persuaded me.
Have you ever seen videos of Greenwich, Connecticut?
No.
Money. Let me tell you something, dude. And now we're gonna segue off of here. I had a wedding last year in Greenwich, dude. I'm pulling all the stuff that I got to bring into the hall room for the DJ equipment, and I come back out and I walk around this wall, and I look along the water. This yacht had to have been like freaking 50 feet freaking long, dude. I'm like,
Yeah, some people just have too much money, man.
it's
It is
insane.
ridiculous.
The freaking yacht was probably more expensive than every house that's along this main road. It was insane. I couldn't freaking believe it. And like, not to mention too, why don't you have that down in Florida? What are you doing with that yacht down in Connecticut when you can only use it for like a month and a half?
Well, I've seen a few yachts in Florida, and a 50-foot yacht in Florida is basically a tugboat.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay,
There are some-
back to the pick. Oh, I almost shit myself.
Oh, that sounded like a fart.
Did it pick up?
Yep, Mike picked that one right up there. We have a fart mic on Robbie here instead of myself for once.
I didn't shove the mic up my ass like you do, you freaking weirdo.
Yeah, but your farts are so disgusting that we heard it from 3 feet away.
You know, this is pretty disgusting. Your face.
Okay. Why don't you choose the goddamn pick here?
All right,
Cowboys.
it's Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens in Jerry World, and I will be picking the Baltimore Ravens. And it's not to pick against the Cowboys because I hate the Cowboys.
Damn, Bob.
I'm picking the Ravens due to the fact that the Cowboys have their one win, but the Ravens really, really need to win, especially after getting embarrassed. I mean, if we're going to pick embarrassed between the Raiders and the Saints, I'm picking the Raiders embarrassment game over the Saints. So Ravens will win this one.
I mean, I would love to see the Ravens go 0-3. That would be fantastic.
Mhm.
Next game on our list here, Robbie. Let me pull my phone up here. 425 slate here. San Fran 49ers minus 6.5 point favorites against the LA Rams. Rams coming in heavy when the injuries in the wide receiver core. No Puka Nacua, no Cooper Kupp.
It should be noted too, Zach, that this game, although the game's in Los Angeles, it's a home game for the Niners.
I mean, it's right up the street.
No,
I think
it's
San Fran.
4 hours
I feel like I
away.
probably should have used this one as a pick, but obviously I did not. But San Fran is definitely gonna plow through the Rams here, Robbie.
I thought about this game, and the spread really does intrigue me. There's no Debo. There's no McCaffrey. As of today, George Kittle is questionable with the hamstring injury. But then
Hold
when
on,
you look,
can I stop you there for 1 second?
Mhm.
Did your father is actually a biatch
why?
because he just said I would say Baltimore to beat the Cowboys. He just picked against his own team.
I picked against my own team today.
Yeah, let's be honest, Robbie. Your own team is not as good as the Cowboys are this year.
It's true.
That's weak, Bob.
No, I agree.
That's
I think
weak.
I think it's pretty soft. I think that is weak. Even if it is to like troll, I think it's weak. I agree.
Weak. Anyways, Robert sort of cut you off and has to point the one out to you.
But then when you go to the Rams, you got Puka Nacua is out. You got Cooper Kupp who is out. So at the end of the day, it's like at least the Niners still have Brandon Ayuk. At the end of the day, I'm taking the Niners.
Yeah, if you can't pick against them against this depleted Rams team. I understand Niners do their fair share of injuries as well, but it does not matter. They're going to plow through. This actually could be another very good game too, Robbie. Here we have the Lions going into Arizona. to
I
play
think
the
this could be a
Cardinals.
good game. You're right. I really do think this could be a good game. I think you're right.
Lions -3. Cardinals offense, at least last week, was absolutely electric. Yeah, realistically, even against the Bills the first week, their offense was fantastic. The defense fooled them a little bit first week, but this Cardinals team is going to be a good squad this year, Robbie.
Now, Zach, before you say that, I do want to say Kyler Murray is known to have 7 or 8 good weeks where they looked really, really good, and then they fall off after like week 7, week 8, week 9. So, like I said on Monday, I got to see that carry on through.
Maybe this is the season for him. It's always when Call of Duty comes out, that's when Kyler Murray's stats start to really deplete.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a gamer, this Kyler Murray, so keep your eye on that, folks.
Now, wasn't there a contract clause where like he couldn't play Call of Duty or something initially, right?
I think there was someone. It was either that or like he had to do a certain amount of game video look, or he had to like look at a certain amount of game tape before he was allowed to start his Xbox and play some Call of Duty.
That's pretty
So
good.
obviously the guy is just an addict. But I'm taking the Lions here, Robbie. I'm taking the Detroit Lions. The offense, I know, has not really been clicking so far this season, whereas Arizona's has. I might regret this decision, but I will be taking the Detroit Lions to defeat the Cardinals in Arizona.
What's the status with Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Let me click right here.
Because my freaking fantasy football team is Meet the Browns and freaking A.J. Brown is out. And if Amon-Ra's out, then I guess it's going to be the Browns are dead.
Amon-Ra's playing.
Very perfect. Perfect. All right, so Amon-Ra is playing. Okay, I feel more comfortable. I'm picking the Lions all day. They got to find a way to incorporate Sam Laporta, dude. Seriously.
Well, week 3 might be the week for him here. Might be the week for him.
Yeah.
And on the opposite end, Trey McBride has been just a top 10 end so far this season.
Yeah. Sunday night.
Sunday. This another one that could be okay if the Falcons can show up, Robbie. This
Monday night.
Oh my. Chiefs coming into Atlanta to play Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons here. Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs coming in as a minus 3-point favorite here. 8:20 p.m. Sunday Night Football. Falcons coming off a very big win last week. Could have been lucky. Could not have been lucky. Whatever you want to say, they got the job done. I am sensing a upset victory here, Robbie. I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to start clicking here. I think they're going to get the job done against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hold up.
Wow.
What?
Wow. You heard it here.
Bold.
Zachary is really getting bold. I mean, it's a good thing that we're not perpetrating our picks anymore for the weekly picks because Zach would be down bad. Zach's going to go with the Atlanta Falcons over the Kansas City Chiefs. And does it have to do with Travis Kelce's performance?
I mean, I'm hoping that Travis Kelce is getting one of the worst teethy blowjobs of his life right before that game, or causing him to maybe be even a GTD. That's how bad it's going to be a game time decision. And with that news that I'm riding on, I'm going to go Falcons.
That's pretty crazy for you to do.
We're living life on the edge here.
Well, you spelled Emin O'Brien wrong, Dad. I hate to give you the news. Zach, I understand the Falcons are riding high. They had a very impressive victory on the road in Philadelphia. Primetime Kirk Cousins is 1-0 this season. He's looking to go 2-0. Dude, I'm sorry. I know that there's no Pacheco, but it's Patrick Mahomes. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Safe pick. Hey.
Take that back right now.
Dude, we're having fun. We're having fun.
What'd you say?
Nothing, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What I said was the one and only Monday Night Football game. Oh, wait, folks. I lied right to your face because there is 2 Monday Night Football games kicking off the Monday night slate at 7:30 p.m.
We're live on Monday.
That one we're probably still going to be live for a little bit, folks, unfortunately. But Jacksonville Jaguars coming into Buffalo to play the Bills. Jags have looked abysmal so far this season. Bills coming in as a 5-point favorite. I mean, if you would have asked me 2-3 weeks ago, I might have even said Jacksonville is going to win this game. But the Bills have surprised the fuck out of me this season so far, Robbie. Their offense is looking great. For the amount of key guys they lost, I thought this was going to be a real rough start for them. Jesus Christ, Bob said 6 for 6 for Otani, 10 RBIs today. That is very impressive.
And 2 stolen bases.
And I'm just going to say this right now, Robbie. The Buffalo Bills are going to destroy this Jacksonville Jaguars team come Monday night, 7:30.
Well, Zachary, in case you didn't know about Trevor Lawrence during primetime football, 6 career starts, 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a 96.3 passer rating.
I mean, those aren't terrible stats. Trevor Lawrence to me is another one of those guys that's going to end up being a bum.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if that's what you think, that's fair. I mean, you're probably right. Yeah, it's hard to go against the freaking Bills right now, dude. They are riding such a crazy freaking train right now. And now they get extra days of rest due to the fact that they played on Thursday night last Thursday. Josh Allen gets to rest that hand a little bit more. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills all day. And then we have our last Monday Night Football game, Zach, and I don't think we got to waste too much time on it.
No, the Bengals need this win. Commanders are a rough-looking team so far this season. This is going to be a Bengals slaughter fest.
The Bengals are going to freaking slaughter the freaking Commanders.
They're going to butt fuck them.
That's all I needed. All right, folks, that's it for our NFL talk as we get an hour through it. And this is why we do 2 episodes a week during football season, because it takes
It's a lot.
A lot
It's
to
a
break
lot.
down everything. Now, Zachary, are there any college football games that stand out to you this week, or should I look up just to see if there's anything?
Let me look right now here.
Let me look, because I got it right here, you moron.
Well, what was that necessary?
Yeah, I think so. USC and Michigan.
Yeah, that one's going to be a good one. Utah versus Oklahoma State will be another good one. Tennessee versus Oklahoma will be another good one. And that pretty much
ranked number 5th in the country.
Yeah.
Now, did you see who's starting for Texas?
I did. Arch Manning making his starting debut. Quinn Ewers went down with an injury, so I kind of expected this to happen. And I'm excited, Robbie. You know he clocked a faster speed than Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
In that last game? I don't know if that's legit or not, but...
That's legit. That's legit, dude.
I mean, he was flying, but is he that fast?
Yeah. Oh, Otani hit
Bob and Steve, can you two fucking calm down in the comment section for Christ's sakes?
First home run to go with 51 stolen bases.
You got another stolen base?
No, he had another home run.
Jesus Christ.
And it's a 3-run home run. Wait, was this off against a position player? Oh, it was against a position player.
I mean, it still counts.
Cheap.
All right, Robbie, which sport would you like to get into next year? We got a little bit of NHL, a little bit of MLB, and actually a little bit of NBA. We haven't had NBA in a long time here. Folks, you know that sound right there. It is NHL time here. We actually do have some news to go over in the hockey world. Not too much, but there is a couple signings, a trio of new captains here, Robbie, and let's just get right on into it. Steven Stamkos, obviously captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning for the last, what seems like forever, probably the last decade or so. No longer a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning, so there was a vacancy there, and they wasted no time, Robbie. No time at all, naming Victor Hedman the new captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not surprising at all, to be honest with you.
Why is that?
I mean, Victor Hedman's been a top defenseman in the league for years. The guy's been a Tampa Bay Lightning his entire career. He's a veteran now. The guy's been through it all, won 2 Stanley Cups with the team, been to a couple Stanley Cup or 4 Stanley Cup finals. I mean, obvious choice. Great choice, in my opinion. This guy's a great leader, so I'm not mad with the decision at all. I thought maybe they would go this season without a captain as sort of like a respect thing for Stamkos, but I guess they're diving right on in there.
Do you blame them? They absolutely should, dude. Marcus, you're not a terrible friend. It's always nice for you to join when you can, bro. Hope all is well, my friend.
Mark, how are you, brother? Nice to see you, pal. I can't blame him at all, Robbie. I think it was the easy choice for him. And, I mean, at Tampa Bay, I guess they're probably looking for a leader right now. And Victor Hedman was the obvious choice, but also a great choice. However, Robbie, these next 2 captains I'm going to announce could be known as a little bit of a questionable choice here. Starting off in Chicago, newly acquired only 1-year player for the Blackhawks, and you might think I'm talking about Connor Bedard, but I'm not. Nick Foligno, the veteran, named the captain of Chicago Blackhawks. And Robbie, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually love this decision.
Why?
It takes a little bit of stress away from Bedard. He's not leading an NHL team at 19, 20 years old or 19 years old. Foligno's only going to have maybe one more year left in him where he can be that mentor to Bedard. The guy's been through 20 years or 15 years in the NHL. He's seen it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he'll be a great guy that can lead Bedard into that leadership role. When he retires next season or whenever he does retire, automatically it's going to be Bedard's captaincy, but great idea, not give this kid all the pressure in the world. Let's be honest here, Robbie. Chicago is going to be a bit of a dumpster fire for the next couple of years.
Sure, but when that time comes where Bedard is grown and whatever young guys that they're going to bring up alongside of Bedard and whatever veterans they could acquire with these young guys, maybe we see another potential Blackhawks dynasty? Question mark.
I mean, they're definitely going to be in the realm for a top pick again this year. They just got another top pick in the last draft here, so definitely possible. And I think whenever that does come, it's going to be Bedard as a captain. But for now, Nick Foligno, captain of the Blackhawks. Robbie, even more shocking. Have you ever heard of the player Radko Gudas?
No.
He is a defenseman that will maybe get you 6 points in 82 games. Just a big body defenseman. Somehow, some way, this man was named the captain of the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Now, I understand the Ducks might not have the most illustrious guys to pick between for a captaincy, but I would have rather just seen them wait this one out a little bit and see what one of their young guys can do, because they have so much young talent in Anaheim. Gudas, to me, is such a weird decision to choose for captaincy, but I'm not the GM. I'm not in the room. I can't see how he is when he's acting or enacting with the guys, so maybe it was an obvious choice, but to me, it just seems like a weird one.
Zach, can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Robbie.
If you had to choose one franchise that you could imagine that's going to relocate anytime soon, because I think that they're going to stick to 32 teams, right? For at least the time being. If you can imagine one team relocating to a new state or hell, even Canada, what team would it be and where would they go?
Oh, geez. Okay, well, if we're looking at, I probably say
you probably got Anaheim, maybe San Jose, Columbus potentially.
That's what I was thinking is Columbus.
Columbus. Now, do you think they go to Canada or do you think they go to, let's be honest here, Atlanta or Hartford?
I think if they're ever going to do any sort of expansion, I believe it's probably going to go to Quebec City. Would be my guess. And I know that's not the news you'd like to hear, Robbie, but I just feel like...
Dude, I accepted the fact that when we lost out to Utah, it's officially over. And they start their renovations after they go to Utah, because that's just Connecticut for you, dude.
That makes total sense right there. But, Mr. Robbie, we also...
Don't worry, we got really good pizza.
Fresh pizza.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, Zach. If you ever did come to Connecticut and you had the pizza here, you would be like, holy crap. How are you guys not fatter than where you already are?
No, I've heard that it's world renowned. Do not get me wrong.
Everything. Everything. Like, I got a tournament Saturday in West Haven. I got options. I got Zupardi's. I got Colony. I got Pepe's. I got Modern. I got Bar. I got Sally's. I have options this Saturday. Heading to the Pizza.
Well,
now,
this Saturday, I will be at Shane Gillis in Toronto.
Bar Pizza is across the street from where the place first invented, Zachary, the hamburger, Louis Lunch. That's where the hamburger was invented.
I'm over cheeseburger guy myself.
I get that. I like cheeseburgers too more than hamburgers, but it's just the purpose that without Louis Lunch, who knows what could have been.
Louis Lunch. But Mr. Robbie, a couple more things to go over in NHL here.
House.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Louis Lunch, I think, is smaller than my house.
Oh, that place sounds tiny.
It's very tiny. You should see the seating in there.
But Mr. Robert, we have a couple signings to go over here. 2 teams signing 2 players here, starting off with the Detroit Red Wings. Two pretty decent-sized contracts they've signed here, starting off with Lucas Raymond, their star forward here, coming off his rookie contract, 8-year,
Steve,
8.0.
Scuba Steve to I'm back. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just saw that. I was like, what the hell's going on? I'm so sorry. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry.
Lucas Raymond, 8-year, $8.075 million contract. And just when you thought the Red Wings were done, they ink up star defenseman Moritz Seider, 7-year, $8.55 million a year. Two pretty hefty contracts here, Robbie, in Detroit. And I believe that brings their cap space to like $160,000 now. So they are basically drawn thin. Steve, we also appreciate that there. And also quickly, let's go over here. Dallas Stars also re-signing a pair of defensemen. Thomas Harley, 2 years, $4 million annual av. And Esa Lindell, 5 years, $26.25 million for an annual av of $5.25 million. And that wraps up our hockey news there, Robert. Not much to talk about in hockey, but there was a little bit, and I'm excited when there's at least a little bit here, folks.
Understandable, Zachary. All right. Well, now, can we talk about the Swayman incident?
So, Robbie had sent me a tweet there that Swayman had signed a contract, and I believed it. It was like an 8-year times $8.25 million deal.
So did Biz from Spittin' Chicklets. He believed it too.
And apparently it was fake news. Swayman still does not have a contract. I think Boston is still more in the range of the $6
what was
million.
It that it was 8 years, like
8.25 million a year, which would make him like the third highest paid goalie in the league. He would be up there for one of the top. Bob, training camps have started as of today.
I saw
training
that
camps in NHL have now begun.
I didn't know Ryan Reeves was still at the Leafs. I'm happy he is, dude.
He might not make the team this year, though, Robbie. I think the bottom six is going to be hard for the Leafs to crack this season.
Damn it. Okay, go on. So
Sorry, what'd you say?
What was the situation with Jeremy Swayman?
Right now, the situation is still up in the air. I mean, apparently there was news that he had signed an 8 by 8.25 contract, and that was false news. Like I said, I think Boston's still more in the realm of like a $6 million deal for him, and Swayman just will not accept that, which, in my opinion, Swayman is a great goalie, do not get me wrong, but he has not proven near enough to be garnering an $8.25 million a year contract as a goaltender. That's just ridiculous. I was talking to Plouffe about it earlier. I said, I think if Boston, their best decision right now, get rid of the 8-year deal, because clearly his long-term signing per year is going to be way higher than what you want to pay. Give him a 3-year deal at about $7 million a year. 3-year, $21 million. I think he would sign that in a heartbeat. It's a bit of a bridge deal. You can see how he's going to pan out. And then in 3 years, then you can sign him to a $9 to $10 million deal once the salary cap has also gone up about $8 to $9 million.
Yeah,
that would be my 2 cents of information for Mr. Don Sweeney of the Boston Bruins.
I like it, Zachary. Okay, that's our hockey talk for Thursday here. We'll see if we have any hockey to discuss on Monday. So we move on to this sport.
Puts up the three. Bang!
Bang!
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, yes, right. There is NBA news, Steve.
This one hurts. The first topic of discussion, Zachary. We lost one, folks. We lost one. This guy was dropping bombs for years, and now there will be no more. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski has retired from the media, and he is going to go to his college alumni to become the new GM of I forget what the hell the name is. It's basically where he went to school.
Alma mater?
Yeah, thank you. Now, Zach, I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know this. I found this out in his goodbye tweet. Adrian Wojnarowski was from Bristol, Connecticut. His dad worked at a factory 2 miles away from ESPN headquarters. It got me thinking, like, there's a lot of factories. Which one is it? He grew up in Bristol. This guy was with Yahoo and The Athletic for years, and then he eventually got his dream job at ESPN. And I don't know if I'm crazy, but it looked at some point like this guy just, I won't say didn't want to care, but he wasn't breaking the news as fast as Shams was.
Shams, maybe He probably knew the end was coming. You know, maybe he had this already lined up, and he's just like,
it's hard doing that business, man. Like what these guys do, what Woj does, what Shams does, what Adam Schefter does, what Jeff Passing, Ken Rosenthal,
Bob McKenzie.
All these guys that break the news. I mean, Zach, when it comes to trade deadline, when it comes to NBA free agent signings, there's no sleep. You might get 2 hours of sleep, and then you have an instance where you get trades done at like 3 a.m, like when Kevin Durant got traded to Phoenix at like 3 a.m, and 90% of the freaking population found out when they woke up in the morning that Kevin Durant got traded to Phoenix. But guess what? Woj was one of the first ones to break the news.
Woj bomb.
So, I mean, Zach, Adrian Wojnarowski, he will be missed, but it's only a matter of time of who are they going to fill in over at ESPN. And there's one guy, I think I like the tweet. I don't remember. Let me go see. Oh, here it is. I reposted it. They're talking about Jake Fisher is a dark horse to replace Adrian Wojnarowski over at ESPN. And the same Jake Fisher that put a tweet out there, it said, the Nets won't trade Kevin Durant to the Suns without getting Devin Booker in return. So if that's the case, you're letting yourself down. You better give Shams the bag.
Yeah, I think Shams is going to take over as the GOAT now in this one here. But I mean, not the GOAT, because Woj is the GOAT. Let's be honest here. Let's set a precedence here.
Woj is the GOAT, but Shams has the chance to Shams has a chance to become the GOAT. It's MJ versus LeBron in media outlets. And the last tweet of an NBA signing that he ever had, Zachary, was,
why would you put me on the spot like this?
Isaac Okoro with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, well, how the fuck would I have ever have guessed that one?
Because he was a lottery pick for the Cleveland Cavaliers. You little bitch. But ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski has retired. Enjoy the hopefully a lot easier life, because general manager for a basketball team or college program is not easy neither. Robbie, has that last Woj tweet question brewing since last weekend, I bet?
Mark, I agree 100%. He knew he was going to put me in the spot with that one too.
No, Marcus, I think it was brewing since Tuesday. I'll tell you right now.
Going up.
I'll tell you right now. Marcus, you little bitch.
Okay.
It's a joke. It's a joke we do with each other. And he's got to change his user handle at Woj ESPN. It should be at Woj freaking University. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, so it was September 14th. So that was 5 days.
It's on Tuesday, isn't it?
Saturday. It was a Saturday. Woj, here's Woj's thing. I'll put it out there. I grew up the son of a factory worker 2 miles from ESPN's campus and only ever dreamed of making a living as a sports writer. 37 years ago, the Hartford Courant gave me my first byline, and I never stopped chasing the thrill of it. This craft transformed my life. I guess so. That's why I had to make sure I read that correctly. But I've decided to retire from ESPN, the news industry. I understand the commitment required in my role, and it's an investment that I'm no longer driven to make. Time is an endless supply, and I want to spend mine in ways that are more personally meaningful. I leave overwhelming gratitude for countless mentors and colleagues, subjects and stories, readers and viewers. No one has benefited more than me from the belief, trust, and generosity of others. The past 7 years at ESPN are particularly a privilege. I'm appreciative of the company's leadership, especially whoever the hell these people are, because I'm not reading the names because I don't have my contacts and or my glasses, so I can't read them. For the understanding and acceptance of my decision to make a life change after these years of reporting on everyone's teams, I'm heading back to my own.
Good on him. Retires on top, just the way you want to go.
So that is some of our NBA news. Zachary, what else we got listed on there?
Early reports have said that Jimmy Butler could be a future Net if he goes to free agency after the season. What are your thoughts on this, Robbie? I feel like this is every week we're talking about a guy going to the Nets, and I don't think your heart can take this anymore.
I can't fucking do this.
That thing is going to explode.
I can't, dude. I don't want to do that. And with Chris Brickley coming out and say that Ben Simmons is the best he's ever looked, even compared to us, I cannot do this. My freaking sanity cannot stand this. Zach, I didn't put these in the notes to cause a scene here or potentially go on a rant. I'm just saying, can we please stop with everyone wanting to come into the Nets? Stop.
I don't think they even want to come to the Nets. I think it's just all the media just stirring the pot.
And they're messing with my brain and my livelihood.
Well, then keep it going, folks. Just joking there, Robert. But we will save your sanity here, and we will move on to the next one here.
See, they have some really complicated names here. Hold on. Jimmy Pitero or Pirata or Pitero and Christina. Is that an A? Daglass. And I probably said their names wrong.
Robbie just butchered that. This is the name you will not butcher, though, Robbie.
Who's here? No, shut up, Zach. I'll show you right now. Boom. God damn it, all the hell. Boom. You read those names, Steve.
Well, especially Jimmy Pitaro and Christina Deglas for the understanding. Yeah, I could read that pretty easily, actually. And I'm reading on a very small screen.
Yo, you know what? Steve makes a great point. Come on, remember the time I was reading baseball names. This is my payback. Now, Zach, who was the former shortstop for the Chicago Cubs that plays for the Detroit Tigers now? World Series champion.
Javi Baez.
Thank you. Steve said Javi Baez.
Well, let's see if Steve fucks this name up here, Robbie, because we were talking about the odds to win the Rookie of the Year, and the odds are in the favorite. Could be a bit surprising here, Robbie. Zach Edey is expected to be the odds favorite to win the Rookie of the Year. Do we believe this is going to be his title to win? Are we sold on Zach Edey?
This rookie class is really, really strange, wouldn't you say?
I think I would definitely agree, because it's not really a strong rookie class, but I feel like there's just a lot of good players that could come out of this one.
Well, I'll tell you, you think there's a lot of good players that can come out of this rookie
Not
draft?
good players, but like there's not like a bona fide number one.
Right. I don't know, dude. I really don't know like what to expect from this draft class. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna be a homer and be like, oh, Donovan Klingon's gonna win it, because he's probably gonna be benched behind DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
Stephen Castle, I think, has a good chance, but I mean, whatever his number is going to look like, is he going to be starter? Is he going to be coming off the bench? I mean, we got Chris Paul, we got Victor Wembanyama. I mean, what's the situation there? The Atlanta and Wizards, I mean, they got the Atlanta should never had the first pick in the first place, so maybe it is going to be beneficiary to them, seeing how they almost made I think they were in the play-in tournament, so like at the end of the day, it's kind of nice for them. Maybe they get a solid defender. I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going to happen until the season starts, because there's not one name that stands out that's like, this guy's
exactly. We got to see how these guys are going to pan out first, and who's going to have bigger roles. Maybe Zach Edey might be the pick, because I mean he was a bit of a later first round draft pick, so maybe he has a bigger role with the squad.
8th or 9th pick with Memphis, and
yeah,
I guess it kind of makes sense, because he's going to have Ja Morant. I mean, as long as Ja Morant's not pointing guns on Instagram Live anymore, like an idiot. Retard.
Okay. Well, Robbie, Monday Night Football is starting pretty soon, so why don't we...
Thursday Night Football starting pretty soon, you
Sorry,
moron.
my apologies. I'm using Mondays. My God. Last bit of NBA news, and this one's going to be a funny one for you folks.
This one's all you.
DeMar DeRozan on First Take says that the Raptors didn't trade him for Kawhi Leonard. They still would have won the championship. DeMar, put down the crack pipe. The reason we won that championship is because we got a prime, probably at the time, the best player in the fucking league in Kawhi Leonard.
Second.
I mean, he could have been arguably first. I mean, okay, Robbie says second. Second is still goddamn pretty good. DeMar was probably 50th.
Who was the best, you think, in my mind?
Was it Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, of course. Anywho, DeMar DeRozan is living in a dream world if he thinks that's true, Robbie. There's just I saw DeMar DeRozan play playoff basketball for like 4 or 5 years in a row, and he is not a clutch performer when it comes down to the playoff games. Great basketball player, do not get me wrong. And maybe we had the roster that was deep enough to make a bit of a run, but actually, no, we didn't, because I saw the roster with DeMar DeRozan in it, and it didn't do nothing. So, DeMar, I put my echo on. You're out of your goddamn mind, DeMar. You're out of your goddamn mind.
That's how nice.
Well, what do you think about that, Robbie?
I think it's asinine.
There we go. He's out of his mind, right?
No, he's completely out of his mind. He's crazy. There's no chance that they come even. I don't even think they make it to the NBA Finals with freaking DeMar DeRozan.
They're not beating the fucking Bucks in that Eastern Conference Final. They're not beating the Phillies in the second round.
The Phillies.
It's not Phillies. The 76ers from Philly. From Philadelphia.
No, the 76ers would have made it to the NBA Finals. It took a crazy Kawhi Leonard jump shot to send them there.
One of my favorite memories of all time.
I don't blame you. When have we ever seen Kawhi Leonard with so much emotion our entire lives? Never. Kawhi should have never left, dude. I'm sorry. Kawhi should have never left, dude.
But I also am happy he did leave because apparently he was trying to not force the Raptors' hand to make a trade for either George or Westbrook, and we would have traded away everybody to acquire one of those two guys, and it would have.
Westbrook a year or two after his MVP would have ruined everything. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you were saying?
Yes, because we would have had to give away Pascal Siakam, we had to give away so much to get him.
I'm waiting for Steve in the comments. I'm waiting for Steve in the comments. That's why I did that. Zachary, I'll tell you what. It doesn't matter at the end of the day because the Raptors got something that the Thunder and the Yankees don't have. Or the Yankees, Jesus Christ. The Thunder and the Nets don't have, and that's an NBA championship.
And Steve, you're bald, so cut it out over there, okay?
It was me what I said, but you say it's acceptable?
Go Pats.
If the Patriots win, I already told Steve I'm not letting him live it down, but I think the Jets are going to win tonight. So he'll try to
the Jets are shit. The Patriots are going to kill them.
No, we're not.
All right, Robbie. 7:55. We got a little bit of MLB news to go over here, and then Thursday Night Football, baby.
Dude, this my freaking penis is hard. Let's go. What?
So
what?
we already brought up the Shohei Ohtani. Well, I appreciate that, Steve, because you just look like a guy with Down syndrome, not even a supermodel. Burned. MLB news here. Shohei Ohtani, as we said earlier, makes history 50-50. I mean, this guy's an absolute
politically correct here. 51-51.
51-51. I mean, that is absolutely insane. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. What a game for Shohei Ohtani.
God bless you for sticking throughout all this. I appreciate you, man.
Fucking right, Alex. I know we had our differences to start this off, but we have become buddies throughout it all. I'm not even going to repeat that one there, Robbie. I'm going to get through this MLB news so we can watch some football here. Starting off here, you know what? I'm going to start off with my Blue Jays because it's been a sad season for us, and let the sadness continue. Bo Bichette just came back from an injury, and boom, bam, bizzle, he's done for the rest of the year with a broken finger. Not that it matters because the Jays are shit, but just to note, Mr. Bo Bichette done for the year via injury, Robbie.
Anything else you want to say about Bo Bichette after this year?
He's a fucking big fat pussy is what he is. And that's all.
I love it. Zach, I mean, so does Johnny have to piss his pants? You got to get Johnny on the pod.
He actually does have to urinate his pants. I'll message him. We might have to talk to him about that.
Talk to him, see if we can get him out for playoff baseball.
Bob, keep bringing up Alek Manoah, Bob. Go fuck yourself, okay? For crying out loud. That guy is suffering from type 2 diabetes somewhere in a fucking Twinkie hole. Just leave the guy alone, for Christ's sakes.
I thought pressure was only putting tires. Was putting his
stuff.
Oh
no, pressure's put into his veins from how much sugar he eats. That's what pressure's put into. Moving on, Robbie. Baltimore Orioles DFA Craig Kimbrell. Who they signed for a 1-year, $13 million contract. Not going good for Mr. Craig Kimbrell.
I want to see what his numbers are looking like because I know he's really been like bad the last, I think, month and a half. See, Craig Kimbrell. Oh, God.
Bad.
Oh, Zach, I've never
read him up.
Oh, my God, dude. So last year when he was with the Phillies, he was an all-star. He was
Bob, you're the best catcher in Florida. Keep going, Robbie.
Best catcher in Florida? What do you mean?
Catching cocks into his ass. Keep going, Robbie.
That's my father.
Well, I'm sorry. He's going at me. I have to go back at him. It's.
Well, I mean, in fairness, Alex, I mean, he was an all-star last year somehow with Philly. He was 8-6. He had a 3.26 ERA. And in 69 innings pitched, he had 23 saves last season with 94 strikeouts. This year, 7-5. Good record, right, Zach?
Not bad.
5.33 ERA. That's terrible, dude. That's atrocious.
And he's a reliever?
He was their closer.
Oh, that's bad.
In 23 saves. I mean, he was filling in the void for Felix Bautista, who had Tommy John surgery. Wow. I mean, Zach, that's bad. That's bad. And
That's
it's a
horrible.
question of, does anybody try to pick him up? Because at one point, I remember at one point, people legitimately were having debates with me. And I used to get pissed. They'd say that this guy will be better than Mariano Rivera ever was. And it's not even close. I mean, in his prime with Atlanta, he was amazing. He was his first year, he was probably like a freaking setup guy or whatever. His second, third, and fourth year, he led the league in saves. And I think 2 or maybe 3 years Mariano was pitching, but obviously he was at the end.
Yeah.
46 saves, 42, 50, 47. He never led the league in saves after that. I think there should be a playoff team that takes a chance. This guy is a World Series champion. This guy is a multiple-time All-Star. The closer role.
Maybe he needs to change the scenery.
I'll see you in the morning, you piece of shit. Thanks, Alex, for tuning in, bro. Appreciate
Alex,
it.
thanks, brother. Appreciate the views.
But yeah, dude, I mean, I want to see what his game log's looking like because it wasn't getting very game logs. Here we go. 2024. Let's see what his game logs look like because this was fairly recent too. Zach, do you have any remembrance of Craig Kimbrell outside of his weird stance?
That's all I got for him, to be honest with you.
Okay. Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh no.
More specifically, his last 3 starts, they are not good. Not good. Not what you want to see, Zachary. Not what you want to see.
Well, hit me with some stats.
Let's go with September 7th against Tampa. An earned run in an innings pitched. Let's go with September 9th at Boston. An inning pitched with 2 earned runs. And let's go to September 17th against the Giants. In 2/3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs.
Ooh. Yep. DFA'd, motherfucker.
Around above 3, 3.8 area ERA, all the way up until his latest performance of 5.33 ERA. And Zachary, the Baltimore Orioles, I believe, are 4 games out of the Yankees in the AL East. I'll get that correct information. The Yankees did lose today. Don't know if Baltimore's currently playing right now. I'll let you know right now. Baltimore is off today. They're playing tomorrow against the Detroit Tigers, and they are 4 games behind the Yankees. But I do know that very soon, I believe as of like next week, let's see. The Yankees and Orioles will face off starting on Tuesday. It will be a 3-game series in New York. And honestly, if the Yankees take probably 2 out of 3, the Yankees are the AL East champions.
That would be a big series next week there, Robert.
You know, that's an unfortunate situation for Baltimore due to the fact that they thought this guy was going to fill in the void for Felix Bautista, and the bullpen has been a struggle for Baltimore all year long. And although it sounds concerning, Texas had the same problem last year. They won the World Series. The Red Sox had the same problem in 2018. They won the World Series. So at the end of the day,
it could happen.
It's not
also at the end of the day too, Robbie. I think I've had 5 or 6 beers throughout this podcast, so I have to literally pee myself again, but I'm holding this one until the end because we're right there.
You have to. What else we got?
Ronald Acuna's little brother, what a name this one is. Luis Angel Acuna. 2 early home runs in his Mets career. Could we possibly see a Acuna double duo mashup?
Do you think so?
At some point? Probably not. You know, I don't. You think so?
Freaking Steve Cohen's filled with money. I'm sure Ronald will go to the Mets after freaking the Braves gypped him of 7 years, $70 million, or 70 years, $100 million, whatever it was.
I mean, he signed it. He did sign it. I feel like he's in for a big payday.
He will be. I mean, depending on how he comes back from his second torn ACL next year. But Zach, the Mets need this productivity because I alluded to it earlier when we were talking Ohtani's value, but Lindor is more valuable in my opinion to their team than Ohtani's team, even though Ohtani's better than Lindor.
Yeah.
Someone's got to help Lindor because Lindor has literally carried the New York Mets into the playoffs. And if I'm not mistaken, they are ahead of the Atlanta Braves now in the wild card spot. And if also not tied with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So when I go to the wild card here, the Atlanta Braves are 1.5 games out. The Mets, I believe, have the tiebreaker over Arizona. So they're second. So the Braves are 1.5 games out of Arizona for the final wild card slot. And I believe the Mets have a series against the Braves upcoming. And I don't know if it's 3 or 4 games, but as I scroll down here, Zachary, I can tell you right here, right now, live, they have a 4-game series right now against Philadelphia, which is going to be tough.
That's a tough one right there.
That is tough. And then they have 3 games against Atlanta. And next Wednesday, they have to face probably the NL Cy Young winner, Chris Sale. The Mets,
Back against the walls.
These next 7 games are going to dictate the playoff chances for the New York Mets. And you know what? Not for nothing. The Mets at one point, I think, were 16 games below 500. And the
It's
Mets
a hell of a resurgence.
And right now, they're 16 games above. And I could be wrong about how much they were down by. But they weren't looking good. I thought all hopes was lost. And the second they moved Lindor to the leadoff spot, everything got better for the Mets.
I agree with you. 100%.
Now, I see we got 9 viewers here right now. And I'm sure everybody's checking just to see what our picks were. We did these way earlier, but I just want to let you folks know. The Jets are winning this football game, but I'm taking the Patriots. The spread now is 6.5. At the time, it was +6.
You heard Robbie right there. And I think that's all we got for you folks for tonight.
Nothing else for baseball? I got nothing else written down?
Nothing else. That was the only thing else up was the Shohei Ohtani, but I think we've gone over that puppy.
All right, perfect. Well, Juan Soto has 200 career home runs. He's now hit a home run in all 30 MLB ballparks. Go. Thank you. CJ Mosley is out, so maybe my +6 will continue. All right, folks, let's get the hell out of here. I got to shower. I got to update this freaking podcast. I got a long day. Well, I mean, not really got a half day tomorrow, but I have a concert to go to tomorrow. I'm freaking excited. I haven't been to a concert in freaking years. Let's go. But that is it for this episode of Sportsgate. Folks, we're going to be back here live on Monday, and we will give you that update when we start going live on Tuesdays. Eventually, we will be Tuesdays and Thursdays. I want to thank Dad, Steve, Marcus, Alex, I believe Danny in the beginning, right? Danny? Let me just scroll the way up. I don't want to be incorrect here.
I'm going to piss myself.
Thank you guys for all being part of the comment thread here today. We're going to be back here live on Monday. Go Patriots. And Zachary, take us on out and enjoy your piss.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie ended that off perfectly there. Let's go enjoy some Thursday night football. But before we leave, we all need to stay sexy, Sportsgate.